Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Already we're live. And as you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be going over Collision in Unreal Engine 5 using C++. I did tell you guys that this stream I am going to be going over Collision, but I have a real big surprise, guys. I made like a lot of meshes, like way too many meshes. That does look kind of cool, and it's not just like textures stuck above just like a random plane type stuff. That said, let's go to my gameplay screen. There we go. Hiding wait, and I appreciate you joining the stream. Remember me? Honestly, I do remember you. Okay, that's it. Let's say something like, let's go something like, let's say I'm live exclamation. Okay, and today I want to go over collisions. There we go. Okay, let's see. And guys, I'm really excited to show you guys all the HP bar meshes and all the NPC meshes and the meals meshes that I made. That's it, wake up peoples, we're live and today we're learning Collision, which is where your game stops being a floating tech demo and starts feeling real. First line? First, a line for the viewers, burn this in your brain. Power without control is just noise, collision is control. Okay, now focus. No wasted time. What collision actually is? No mastery, no fluff. Collision is Unreal asking one simple question every single frame. If this thing moves here, should it be allowed? That's it. Wall says no, floor says yes, trigger says hey, something touched me. Okay. Your character already has collision. You're not starting from zero. Unreal gave you armor and didn't even tell you. Okay, I see. Okay, you really remember me? Honestly, I don't remember you. That said, the three collision pieces you must understand. Capsule components, your body, your character has a capsule component. This is what actually collides with the world, not the mesh, not the camera. I see. If your character can't walk through, thank the capsule. In code, it already exists. Get capsule component. You usually don't delete or replace this, you configure it. Okay, number 2, collision presets. I see the rulebook. Every collider has what do I block, what do I overlap, what do I ignore. I see. Example, spawn, world static, world dynamic, and trigger. Okay, if collision feels broken, 90% of the time, present is wrong. I see. Okay, block versus overlap. This is important. Block equals to physical stops, walls, floors, overlap, detect but don't stop, pick up zones. I see. Ignore, pretend it doesn't exist. Your character blocks world static, walls, overlap triggers, ignore cameras. That's intentional. What we will do this stream step by step. We're not rushing. Here's a plan. Inspect your capsule component, learn how to change collision in code. Okay, add a trigger box, detect collision using on being overlap, proof collision works. I see. Important truth. You learn by watching what block, what overlaps, and why. Honestly, I see. That's let me go to my Unreal Engine real quick because I'm really excited to like show you guys the mesh that I made yesterday. That's it. Let's go to something like files. I want to go ahead and create a new level. Let's go with something like a basic level. Now, in my basic level, I'm going to do something. Let me go to my content drawer real quick. Under my contents section, I want to go ahead and upload something. Guys, give me a sec. There we go. Let's go ahead and upload my Blender's is GLB files because I realized I was uploading. Since I tried first making meshes using FBX file, apparently it did not upload properly because I lost my texture type stuff. But with GBX, the texture is saved. Like we get like a bunch of files if we like upload our GBX. That said, let's see. So for the time being, I mean, I do want to show my health bar as well. So maybe I show every single thing. Oops, let me try getting some control up here. There we go. Maybe I go a bit higher. And then in front, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to be dropping my meshes here one by one. So first static mesh is going to be for my 0 HP. Actually, this is 20 HP. My bad, guys. There we go. Alright, guys. What? Did I click something to mess this up? Let's hit something like Control Z real quick. There. Okay, let's go ahead and load it one at a time. I'm gonna go with static mesh for my 0 HP. There we go. Okay, so this is my 0 HP. The reason I created this was because I thought I will be using collision type stuff and my player might actually need health bar for collision. But I know that I'm not advanced yet to add like health bar logic. That said, whoops. So let's go to my static mesh up here as well. This is my 100 HP is static mesh. Let's get that up as well. I think you guys get the gist of it. Should I like show every single thing? Because I think that I'm not in the mood to show every single thing, guys. That said, maybe I go with something like my static mesh for my 20 HP as well. Let's go with something like 20 HP. Guys, this took me a lot of time to get done yesterday. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to my content jar again. Let's go with something like, I don't know, maybe 40 HP. So I'm gonna go with static mesh. Let's just drop it. I'll arrange it later on. Okay, so that is my 40 HP and then 60 HP. So let's drop my 60 HP as well. Okay, perfect. Maybe get it a bit higher. And lastly, let's go ahead and drop my 80 HP. So under my static mesh, I've got my 80 HP mesh as well. There we go. Okay, and that's pretty much it for my health bars. I have 0 HP, 20 HP, 40 HP, 60 HP, 80 HP, and 100 HP. That said, besides my health bar, I did like keep something else as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and close my health bar up. I do have meals as well. I did create like a meat, but guys, I feel the meat is like way too big. I gotta go ahead and like decrease the size maybe. Before that, I want to go a bit back. How do you go back? Okay, I just scroll backwards. There we go. I'm still getting used to the Unreal controls. That said, if I were to go under my meat, I have something like a static mesh for my meat's texture. Okay, and guys, this is like pretty basic model from Blender because I'm not like that good at making this stuff. That said, maybe let's go ahead and just drag it a bit back. Let's get that somewhere there. There we go. Okay, why did you create meshes for the UI? Honestly, yeah, because I thought that I was going to be working with collision and all that stuff, so I thought might as well use health bars and all that. And even maybe like a meat mesh or something where I check collision, like if I collide with a meat. That's it, guys. This doesn't honestly look like a meat. I tried creating like a bone here to like actually make it somewhat look like a meat. But guys, it's kind of hard to. Can't we use key presses or like buttons to move in front in Unreal? There we go. Okay, I'm using my mouse to move right now. There we go. So that's my meat. And lastly, I created a dragon mesh as well for my NPC. And this time, I didn't just randomly, paste a texture up. I created an actual mesh. Because for my, for my boss PNGs and my other PNGs or my other meshes that I've been using till now, they actually like were not, they weren't actual PNGs. They were just textures and I just like slapped images above my texture or my planes. That's it. This is my cute little dragon. There we go. Okay, maybe I zoom in. Guys, my dragon took me the longest to make. Okay, the color isn't as good because I don't know how to color properly. What motivates you to hustle like this every single day? Honestly, I don't think something motivates me. That's it, yo fam. I started web development, but my Python basics are not good. What to do? Honestly, if you guys do want to learn Python, I do have a Python roadmap that I use for my Python for 100 days series. You guys could like join my Discord server, then like mention me there. I can like DM you guys my roadmap after I'm done with the stream type stuff. That's it. Let's do something like Control Alt F11. Save my code real quick. Dude, just write custom shaders rather than trying to make those individual meshes for. Honestly, I don't think I've learned that yet, but some of you guys did say me that I can actually make meshes or like UIs inside my Unreal Engine. Okay, you don't use meshes UI, you use UMG in Unreal. Honestly, I think this is like, I forgot what was this. I think it was QLM meshes. That said, they do look kind of cool though. Okay, but my meat is kind of big here. Okay, and I do have my dragon mesh there as well. Alright guys, this took me real long. That said, now that I'm done with this, I want to go ahead and firstly learn on how to scale these things. Before that, maybe I go a bit higher. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now, let's get some Stay/ChatGPT back up here. I want to learn on how to scale them first because I actually don't know how to scale them. So let me see something like Sensei. I created so many meshes yesterday. Let's go with something like yesterday. But some of them are huge and I don't know how to scale them. So can you tell me how to scale them? And then we can work on, let's say, something like collisions. Okay, so first I want to learn how to make them a bit smaller because those are like real giant or really huge. Okay, focus the basic world control, and you're not allowed to build a game with giant chairs and tiny doors. We fix scale first, then collision and good order. Okay, how to scale meshes in Unreal? There's three ways. No, all three. Way 1, scale in the level fastest. Okay, press R. Scale gizmo appears. Okay, drag white cube, uniform scale, red, green, blue, access area, example. Okay, this does not change the original assets, I see. Okay, you don't use meshes like for UI, you use UMG to add UI using sprites, I see. UMG is Unreal System for UI. Actually, I might watch some videos on that off stream. Okay, dude, just write custom shaders rather than trying to make those individual meshes for. I see. Okay, number 2. Use this if every copy is wrong size. Double click the static mesh asset. Okay, the static mesh asset. Go to details, build settings, change important information or uniform scale. Click apply changes. Save to. Okay, scale in Blender. The rel fixed. Press A, S, Control A, apply. Okay, I think I see. Okay, so let me get Unreal Engine up here real quick. Mark my attendance. Attendance for Himanshu, guys. Okay, let's see. Let's go all the way up here. And now, to scale it, I gotta go ahead and press R. Okay, and then I get this here. Does it scale if I click R? Maybe... Oh, I see. Okay. What if I go with Shift R? Let's go with something like Shift R. Okay, this doesn't actually scale it. I mean, it just pushes it down. What up, guys? Maybe even for Word UI you use UMG, not meshes. Guys, I feel like I was so used to meshes because I thought that when people actually add models or something to their games, they make it through Blender type stuff. I've never honestly heard of UMG. I should actually learn about that. Okay, let's try the second method. The second method is use this if every mesh is wrong size. Every mesh is wrong size. Double click static mesh asset. Okay, in the static mesh editor details. Okay, change important uniform scale. I see. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to my content drawer. I'm gonna go to my Blender QGB under my content. There we go. Double click. Okay, wait, can I go to details for this? Let's go to my content under my Blender files. Maybe I double click this and then I go to something like NPCs. Okay, double click static mesh. So does something happen if I double click static mesh? Okay, do I see uniform scale here? So uniform scale. Is there a way to like decrease the size using R but manually type stuff? So okay, UMG is Unreal's UI system. It's not another software. I see. Ask ChatGPT how to make UI for Unreal. Even it'll say to use UMG. I see. Okay, actually, in that case, I might actually work on making UIs after the stream is over. But I think for the time being, I don't need like my meat PNG, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete the meat. And I might not even need all these health bar types, so I might actually keep it. But I want to move on to collisions now. Okay, let me say something like let's say when I click R, my mesh does not equally shrink or get smaller. Should I click Shift R question mark? Okay, do I actually need to click Shift R? Okay, stop, don't mash keys, listen carefully. Shift R does nothing for scaling. Your mesh is not scaling equally, and when you press R, Unreal shows 3 colored arrows. Okay, this is x-axis, y-axis. Okay, white cube is for uniform scale. If you drag a color, it scales only that direction. If you drag white cube, it scales equally. Oh, I see. Okay, let me try the white cube. Hi, Jay, appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, let me actually try clicking the white cube. There we go. Wait, white cube. Do you guys like see a white cube anywhere? Wait, before that, let me go ahead and click something like W, S. How do you move stuff around? There, the white cube. Okay, wait, I'm getting this. Oh, I see. Okay, actually, I see how it works. Hold up. So maybe I want to shrink it a bit more. There. Okay, maybe I want to increase the size there. That should be good. That should be good. Now, how do I actually move back to my rotation mode? So, not rotation, like scaling mode. Do I click something like Z? X, A, S, W, F, R. Guys, I'm spamming all my buttons. Oh, there we go. I clicked something that actually got it back to the moving stuff. Okay, let's get this a bit back. Let's hit Control Alt F11 to compile my code. Okay, you don't need Python basics to do web dev. I didn't know Python for a long time and I was web developing, lol. Okay, just scaled it in Blender. I see, guys, that would make sense, but I feel like I'm way too lazy to actually use Blender right now. That's it, let's go ahead and turn my screen. I want to see if the size is good. Because, yeah, that actually would make sense to scale it in Blender. Let's, where's my mesh? Hold on, guys. Wait, can I like fly up? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, actually, this size looks massive from up close, but I feel it's better than those. Okay, I think I can move on to the collision part now. I just wanted to like figure this part out. There we go. Okay, let's get Sensei/ChatGPT up here. When are you going to try to learn 3D modeling, bro? I was gonna have a specific stream before my program for like 250 days is over, where I do actually make models and all that stuff. I might actually stream myself there because it takes a lot of time, and I like might as well do it with you guys. Okay, let's say something like, let's say I see dot dot dot. Now, can we move on to collision question mark? Okay, so should I change something on my code for collision question mark? Like, do I double click my let's say something like mesh and open my .h file and my .c++ file question mark? If that made any sense, guys. I actually think this makes kind of sense. Okay, W for move forward, E for rotate, and R for scale, bro. Scale, bro, in Unreal 5. I see. Okay, that actually might be real helpful. I might write it on W, R, and... Okay, W, E, and R. Okay, good. Now you're asking the right question. Short answer first. Then we go deep. No, you do not touch your .h or .c++ file for basic collision. If you open code right now, you're jumping ahead and I will drag you back. Collision starts in the editor. How collision works in Unreal Engine. Reality check. Collision has 3 layers. Mesh collision, component collision, collision events. Today we're doing 1 and 2, which is basically mesh component and component collision, not events, not code. Step 1. Check collision on a static mesh. Do this. Double click your static mesh asset, not your C++ file, not the actor in the level. In the static mesh editor, top menu collision. Show simple collision. Do you see green lines? Yes, collision exists. No, collision does not exist. Before that, let me say something like, I opened a basic project, then loaded my meshes in, but I feel like I already collide with them. Is there a way I can open a project where I do not collide with my mesh and go through, or colliding is normal? Okay, Vivek, watch Andrew Prince's Blender modeling series is pretty good. I was actually searching for series. I might actually try that. Okay, good. That's the that confusion makes your that confusion means you're actually learning. Now I'm going to demystify this cleanly short version. Yes, you can control this and you're not crazy. What you're already colliding, even in a basic project, Unreal does not start with no collision. By default, your character capture blocks the world. Most static meshes auto-generate collision. The default present is often block all. So when you drop a mesh in Unreal, Unreal says this looks solid, I'll block it. That's why you're colliding without doing anything. How to make a mesh you can walk through on purpose. This is how you learn collision properly. Method 1, change collision present fastest level, go to details, collision, set collision. No collision, completely pass through, overlap all triggers only, no blocking, press play, you should walk through them. I see. Method 2, remove collision from mesh assets, double click static mesh asset, click collision, remove collision and save. After finishing basics, try to learn how to work with blueprints and C++ hybrid. This will save a lot of time. That actually does make sense. I was planning on that. Like, I am like interested in the blueprints as well. Maybe later on to make my work easier, I might actually use blueprints. But for the time being, I do want to like work with the code type stuff. That said, how to visually confirm that what's happening? Important. Click show. Okay, viewport. Go with show collision. Green lines collision. No green line, ghost object. You will see green, it will block. Okay, the right way to learn, do this. We're going to use 2 meshes. Okay, I think I see. Okay, bro, he's not learning Unreal, he's learning Slope Rail. Guys, Slope Rail is kind of crazy. Okay, that's it. I got a pretty fun idea right now. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I feel like before I actually do add collisions, I want to go ahead and firstly, let's say, delete a few meshes. I might actually delete all my health bar meshes. Let's go all the way till here and delete them all. Now I'm gonna go to my content drawer. Let's go to something like my meals. Let's go to static mesh. I want to go ahead and drop my meat here. There. Okay, let's go ahead and extend this up here. Now, inside this, I'm going to hit something like R, click the white to shrink the size. Whoops. Let's click that, decrease the size. What up, guys? Why is it so hard to actually move in the Unreal Engine? There we go. How do you decrease the size up? There we go. Okay, so it is decreasing. There we go. That's pretty good size. Okay, let's scroll all the way down. So there we go. Okay, bro, click on speedometer on the top right and set viewport to low, makes movement smooth. Oh, I could actually check it. So where should I click speedometer? Bro, click on speedometer on top. Do you guys see a speedometer here? Let me see, because I remember when I first started my Unreal series, one of you guys or someone did say me about speedometer. I couldn't figure that out, then later I forgot. Viewport, speedometer. Okay, I think it's going to be lowercase speedometer. Let's go with something like speedometer. Okay, where's the speedometer? Bro, click on speedometer on top and set viewport to low. It makes movement smooth. Use second method, bro, from chat. Honestly, I might try that. Besides settings, so oh, I see. There we go. Viewport scalability. Oh, I see. Okay, this makes so much more sense. Guys, this is actually much smoother. There we go. No wonder I was lagging so much. Oh, it feels so good to actually move smoothly now. There we go. Okay, perfect. That's it. Now, once I'm done with this, should I close this up? Oh, okay. I think I gotta like always leave my this thing to low. Okay, monitor, editor performance, screen percentage. Oh, I actually didn't know this. I actually appreciate you, Jornpool. Is that how you pronounce your name? Don't use health bar as a mesh. Use widget. I see. Are you gay? Honestly, no, I'm straight. Okay, your 5 votes, as I pronounce it, are also not centered on the mesh. I see. Okay, drop my meat here sounds wild or out of context. Guys, that actually does make sense. I should be careful of what words I use. There we go. Now, once I'm done with this, let me go ahead and load a NPC as well. So I'm gonna go up here, guys. It feels so good to actually move without any kind of lag. There, let's go to my content drawer. Let's go to my NPCs. Okay, let's go with my static dragon mesh. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it here. Now let's go ahead and get this a bit higher. Now I'm gonna go ahead and double delete this dragon mesh, double click my actual dragon mesh. I want to go ahead and open this in my C++ file. Maybe decrease the size up. Okay, because I want to go ahead and open this in my in my Visual Studio. How do we do that? What up, guys? So there we go. Wait, I can just hit W to move, right? There we go. Oops. Is there a way to decrease the sensitivity? I feel it's way too quick. Okay, now how do I open this in Unreal? I know that there is a way to do it. Right click. Okay, let's go with something like edit dragon. Okay, and then is there a way to open it in Unreal Engine? Maybe I go with something like edit dragon. I don't want to edit it like this. Hi, Hiding Bhanu, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, don't tell that you're gonna rewrite all the movement logic again for the 10th time or so. Honestly, I feel like I should actually rewrite the movement logic so I can actually move my dragon mesh real quick. But once I'm done with that, how do I actually open this in my editor, like in my Unreal Engine? Okay, let me actually maybe exit this thing. Let's get my Visual Studio up here. Okay, maybe I increase this so it's more... Okay, there we go. There we go, edit in C++. Okay, I didn't see that before. Okay, let's go ahead and decrease this from here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and exit my Unreal Engine. Why is there a lot of code written here? Okay, this is static mesh. Okay, so I include this. If enabled to... Did I go with something wrong here? Okay, you can make faster further, bro, by switching to DX11, but it needs a restart for Unreal. Honestly, I could try that. How to do that? You can make faster further, bro. Okay, did you even make the character class or pawn class? There we go, guys. I'm kind of stupid. Let's go ahead and remove this. This is why I feel like I need way too much practice when it comes to this. I sometimes forget a few steps. I gotta create a new C++ class. Let's go with a character class. I'm gonna call this something like a dragon. Let's go with something like dragon. And then I'm gonna go ahead and create a class. There we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add a few attributes for my dragon class. Okay, you just added the mesh, didn't make any classifier. Guys, that's what I'm saying. It's like I need all the practice that I can actually get with this stuff. Okay, now perfect. Firstly, I want to try to move my mesh using key controls. To do that, I'm gonna go ahead and add a few content inside of my header files. Firstly, is there something that I want to include? I might want to include spring arm component for my camera boom, and also whatchamacallit, a camera component from my actual camera type stuff, so I can like see from my dragon's point of view. So I'm gonna start off by including, let's say, something like maybe from my game framework. Are you streaming somewhere else also? Honestly, I am like streaming on Twitch and Kick as well. That said, I did want to stream on TikTok and Instagram too, but I did not meet the followers requirements. So if you guys do enjoy my content, make sure to follow me there. A quick shameless plug, guys. So from my game framework, I want to go ahead and include, let's say, something like spring arm components. Let's go with something like spring arm components. Okay, .h, which is spring arm components, is header files. Okay, from my game framework, FRAME, spring arm component. Okay, I think I spelled it correct. Did I misspell something? SPRING? Maybe I go ahead and include something else. Let's go ahead and include something like camera / camera component .h, which is camera and camera components as header files. That said, go to project settings and search for platform inside that. Select Windows to change it default to DX11. I see, I might actually try that. How old are you? Honestly, I am 17. That's it. I'm going to be turning 18 really soon, guys. My birthday is this January 5th in like about 9ish days. Might not have a special stream for that. That's it. Now, under my begin play, I'm going to go ahead and add a comment that says something like move, turn, and rotate. Let's go with something like move, turn, and rotate. There we go. So this, I'm going to be creating function that helps me move, turn, and rotate type stuff. So first method is going to be something like a void. I'm going to call this something like move forward. Let's go with something like move forward with a pair of parentheses that requires a floating point parameter of value ending with a semicolon. Then I'm going to go with another function called something like move right that requires a floating point parameter of value as well ending with a semicolon. Lastly, I'm going to go ahead and add something like a turn method because I want my dragon to be turning around as well. I'm going to go with something like turn that requires a floating point parameter of value as well, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add a comment that says something like camera boom. I want to add a few properties for my camera boom. For example, I want it to be visible anywhere. I want my blueprint to be able to read it. And I want the category to be my camera type stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and add something like a U property. There we go, with a pair of parentheses that requires, let's say, 3 parameters. The first is going to be something like visible anywhere. Okay, the second parameter is going to be something like a blueprint read only. Let's go with something like blueprint read only. The third parameter is going to be a category. Okay, gosh, you were rewriting same stuff for the past 3 to 4 streams. Just move on to players so you could have so much in one stream if you do stuff properly, but whatever. Learn at your own pace. That actually does make sense. The reason I do like repetition a lot is because if I do keep on moving to new concepts and I come back and I ever want to like work on my old concepts, I'm gonna be like, oh gosh, I actually forgot that, so I have to go and learn the part back. Okay, man, how your English so good? Where'd you practice, or any tips? Honestly, I'd say the best tip would be to keep talking, because like the more we talk, the better we get type stuff. How's it going, Vivek? I'm tuning in again. How are you doing? Crew, is that how you pronounce your name? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, let's go with something like category, which is going to be equal to something like camera, ending with a semicolon. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and create a use spring arm component. Let's go with something like a use spring arm component. Okay, which is going to be represented by a pointer of something like camera boom. Let's go with something like camera boom. Before that, I'll remove the semicolon from here. There we go, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with this, I want to go ahead and create my actual camera. So I'm going to go with something like a follow cameras as comment. Use spring arm component, component. I think my component spelling is correct. I feel Unreal literally does that something. It just randomly like gives me a red underline type stuff. Next, I'm gonna go with something like another U property, okay, which says something like visible anywhere. Let's go with something like visible anywhere. This is going to be something like blueprint read only, and then my category is going to be equal to camera. Okay, just the same as my camera boom as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and add something like a U camera component, okay, which is going to be represented. There we go, which is going to be represented by something like a follow cameras is pointer, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to move on to my C++ file. Okay, yo, how you doing? Ryzen, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, that's it. Now, inside my, inside my dragon.c++ file, I'm gonna go ahead and do something. Under my begin play, is there something that I need? Before my begin play, under my constructor, I want to go ahead and define a few things, create a few default sub-objects. For example, I'm going to go with something like my camera boom. I'm going to go ahead and set that equal to the create default sub-object. There we go. The create default sub-object. Then I'm going to add a pair of ankle braces. Now, inside my ankle braces, my camera boom equals to create default sub-object. There we go. Now, inside my pair of ankle braces, I'm gonna go ahead and add my use spring arm component. Okay, because basically my camera boom is my spring arm. And if you guys are confused what camera boom is, someone in last stream did say me, and I did like upload a short on that today as well. They said me like in the industry, when people are actually filmmaking and everything, they don't call it like a selfie stick, the stand that they use to like stick their camera, but it's called camera boom type stuff. That's next I'm gonna go with something like text, a pair of parentheses. Let's call this something like camera boom. Okay, and then I go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with this, let's see. I get a tiny red on error here. Okay, so text camera boom. Okay, create default sub object, use spring arm component. I'm assuming this is an error that Unreal just simply gave me. Okay, let's go with something like camera boom is going to be pointing towards. Okay, could it be that my text should be my actual category, which is going to be camera? Okay, let's go with something like camera. Okay, and this should be something like camera boom, and that should be, let's say, something like follow camera. So let's go with something like follow camera. Okay, this. Okay, did this fix this part? There we go. Okay, guys, I keep forgetting this part. So when I'm creating my properties, that's when I gotta have separate category names. I can't have the same category names. Inside my header files, when I'm creating a default sub-object, that should have the same category names. Now, I'm gonna be pointing my camera boom to be something. Let's say something like my camera boom is gonna be pointing towards... I still get the same exact red line. Okay, let's go with, let's see, maybe properties. So visible anywhere, blueprint only. I think this is supposed to be my regular camera. Okay, and then let's go ahead and change this to something like camera boom. I'm gonna go ahead and add, let's say something like a set. I'm gonna set up an attachment. So I'm gonna go with something like setup attachment. Okay, now my setup attachment is going to be having a parameter of a root component. Basically, what a root component does is it like actually lets me see when an object is moving type stuff. Once I'm done with the root component or adding a root component, I'm going to go ahead and add a target length for my camera boom. The target arm length, let's go with target, okay, target arm length. There we go. Okay, basically what the target arm length is, it's the distance between my stick and my dragon. So the camera stick, which is basically my camera boom, I'm going to set that equal to something like 700.0f, which is 700 centimeters away from my actual mesh. Lastly, I'm going to go with something like camera boom is going to be pointing towards. Let's go with something like blueprint use pawn control rotation. There we go. My blueprint use pawn control rotation is going to be set to true, ending with a semicolon. What this does, what I'm assuming this does, is it, this is component is placed on a pawn. It should use the view control rotation pawn where possible, disabled. Okay, basically this lets me actually move my dragon around because I will be like using pitch, because pitch is for turning left and right. Yaw is for looking up and down type stuff. Actually, no. Pitch is for looking up and down. Yaw is for looking left and right. You guys don't actually need to understand that part just yet because I don't actually understand that perfectly myself. But I will be like using that inside my begin play. That said, once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and add a follow camera. Let's go with something like follow camera. I'm going to be creating another default sub object. Let's go with sub object, which is going to be, let's say, having a pair of ankle braces. This time I'm going to go with something like a U camera component because my follow camera is going to follow my camera's boom, which means it's going to be following my dragon. Okay, and then I'm going to go with something like text. I want to call this something like maybe follow camera. Okay, I think this should be camera. Guys, I have a strong gut feeling this should be camera. And this should be camera as well. Ending with a semicolon. Then I go down here. I'm going to go ahead and change this to something like camera boom. Okay, and let's change this to something like follow camera. Follow camera. Okay, what's up, bro? How are you doing, Samarth? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, let's go to Dragon.C++. I get the red underline, but I feel that's just simply C++ or like Unreal Engine messing with me. Next up, I'm going to go with something like my follow camera. And I'm going to be pointing my follow camera towards my setup attachment. Let's go with something like attachment, which requires a parameter of my root component. And again, root component is basically the thing that lets me see my object or my mesh moving around on my window. Root component. Ending with a semicolon. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and set my follow camera to be pointing towards BU spawn control rotation because I don't need an arm length for my actual camera because my follow camera is my literal camera. The reason I need an arm length from my camera boom is so I can extend my selfie stick type stuff, if that makes any sense. Let's go with pawn control rotation. Okay, I set this equal to false and that's like for very much it. And I still don't understand the red underlines that I get here. What's the reason? Okay, expected a semicolon. I added a semicolon. Camera boom, follow camera. Spellings, camera boom, follow camera. Both are correct. Okay, I think it's correct. Okay, well. Okay, we're cooking again today, are we not? Honestly, yeah, we are cooking today. Today I'm going to work with collision, and speaking of collision, I didn't make a whole meat, so the cooking part does make sense, guys. That's it, let's see. So now, under my dragon, I'm going to go ahead and do something. Let's go ahead and actually create a few void methods here. Maybe after my begin play. Something like right here. Okay, so I'm going to go with something like a void method. Now, I'm going to go with something like my dragon. Let's go with something like a dragon. This is my dragon's class, is it not? I guess we're just going with dragon. My dragon with a scope resolution operator. I'm going to be pointing towards something like the move forwards method from my header files. Okay, why does it not work? Dragon. Don't I have a move forward here? I have a move forward here. What is it called? It's just called dragon. Okay, I think it should be text camera. Oh, okay, yeah, that actually makes sense. There we go. These are the small things that I keep forgetting. That's why I prefer getting as much practice as I can. There we go. That makes so much more sense. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add something like a dragon. Okay, my dragon class is going to be pointing towards my move forwards method that requires a floating point parameter of value. Then I go with the pair of curly braces. Now, inside my class, I'm going to go ahead and do something. I'm going to add a movement input. Let's go with add movement input. So there we go. With a pair of parentheses that requires a parameter of my world direction and my scale value. Scale value is going to be my value, but my world direction is going to be something like get actor forward a vector function. Okay, basically what the get actor forward vector function does is it like just gets my actors' forward position. Am I looking in front this way or am I looking in front backwards? My value is going to be my value. Ending with a semicolon. Once I'm done with that function, I'm going to go ahead and create another void function, which is going to be something like a dragon. I'm going to be pointing towards my move right sys function. That does require floating point parameter of value as well. And exactly the same as my move forward, I'm going to add a add movement. There we go, add movement input sys function, which requires a world direction. But unlike get actor forward vector, I'm going to go with something like get actor. So get actor right vector. Right vector is in charge of looking whether or not my actor is facing towards the left or towards the right type stuff with a pair of parentheses. Then I go with something like a value ending with a semicolon. Okay, what is the purpose of this code? Honestly, I am like trying to automate my dragon mesh first, and then I'm going to be working with automation as well. Actually, not automation, collision as well, like how my dragon collides with like a meat, maybe he gains HP, how he collides with some health bar, or what you may call the health bar decreases HP type stuff. Sorry, bro, it's midnight here, can't be here for much long, but I will watch it. Really motivates me how you come here every day here learning code by yourself. I'm tired today, but not enough to watch stream. Honestly, it does make sense. Good luck with what you may call it, your programming journey, Samarth, and what you may call it. I forgot what I wanted to say. Honestly, make sure to get enough rest as well. Keep up the work, bro. That actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, that's it. Next up, I'm gonna go with something like a dragon. I'm gonna point towards. Let's go with something like my turn method. My turn method does require floating point parameter of value as well. Dang, is C++ confusing? Honestly, it's definitely not confusing. I'd say it's like really easy once you actually understand the basics, because I did not actually write everything, because since I am using Unreal Engine, they give us a kind of template type stuff with like the very basic part of code. For example, this was given, this section was given, and like my big end play was given. It already included my header file type stuff. All I had to add is like these components up here and this part up here. But right now, before I did start Unreal Engine, I did like actually work with SDL, where I had to like manually write all the code and all that stuff. So I think that's where I got enough practice with C++. And now just implementing it, it's just like, what you may call it, I just need to like learn the new syntax and functions. Everything else is the same. If you guys do want to like actually learn C++, you guys could like join my Discord server and ask me for, what you may call it, mention me for my C++ roadmap. I feel that was like really detailed and good type stuff. Let's go with something like yaw. Okay, yaw input is for looking left and right. This requires a floating point parameter of value ending with a semicolon. Okay, Visual Studio Code. Honestly, no, this is just Visual Studio. That said, I require, this is going to be value. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now, once I'm done with this, is there anything else that I need? Let me think. Maybe I don't want to add any more functions, but I do want to bind my accesses. Before I actually do that, I gotta go ahead and open my Unreal Engine. Now, inside my Unreal Engine, I'm going to go to my project settings, scroll down till my input. Now, I want to add like access mapping, because without access mapping, my, what you may call it, my Unreal wouldn't know I clicked some kind of buttons. So I got to go ahead and add access mapping. I'm going to click the plus here, then extend this. Now, for my first access mapping, I'm going to call this something like move forward. This needs to be the exact same name as what I'm going to be using in my function type stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and set my first access mapping to be something like W. If I click W, I want my scale to be +1, and my scale is my floating point value as a parameter. Then I'm going to click a plus here. I'm going to go with something like S. Change +1 to -1. If I hit S, I go backwards 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and add another access mapping. Whoops, I'm going to delete this. There we go. I'm going to add another access mapping. Call this something like move right to move right. What up, guys? There we go. Move right. There. Now, for moving right, if I click something like D, I'm going to click something like D. I'm going to move positive to the right. Actually, this might be A. Okay, then I'm going to go with something like plus. Let's go with something like D. If I click D, I'm going to go towards a negative direction, -1. And that's like very much it for my access mapping, but I want to create one more. This is going to be for my turn. If I'm turning or not, and I want to turn using my mouse. So instead of going with keyboard clicks, I might actually go with something like, let's go with mouse Y. So I'm going to go with something like, actually mouse X. If I move my mouse towards the X axis or my Y axis, basically if I move my mouse horizontally, I'm going to be moving my player's direction where he's facing. Low-key, the stream making me excited to touch code again. Honestly, I would really recommend you to like try coding again, because it's like really fun. Like by the end of the stream, I hope I can actually start working with collision type stuff, like actually touching my meat and then whatchamacallit, it disappears type stuff. That's let's see. Now, once I'm done setting my access mapping, my Unreal Engine knows that I'm actually clicking buttons, but my actual mesh does not know that I'm clicking buttons. So I gotta use access binding for that. I'm gonna add a comment that says something like access binding. Now I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go ahead and use the player input components. Let's go with player input components. Basically, I like see my player input component like right here. I gotta use this player input component and point it towards, let's say something like a bind access. I wanna bind a access. Let's say I wanna bind the access for my move forward. Let's go with move forward. Okay, let's see how many parameters it requires. It requires a access name, which is move forward, and then it requires an object, which is going to be this class that I'm talking about, which is actually represented by my dragons mesh. And then I want to go with something like my function name. So I'm going to go with the address of operator, or the memory address of my, let's say something like a dragon, okay, which is going to be pointing towards the move forwards function. Okay, and then end this with a semicolon. Basically, what this actually means does move FORWARD. There we go. Basically, what this means does is my bind access asks me 3 parameters. First, access name is the access that I actually set up here. So move forward, this is my access name. Second parameter is going to be this, which is going to be my actual object, which in this case, whoops, it's my dragon object right here, because the class that I'm working on is my dragon objects class. And then I require a method, which is my move forwards method here, that I do this stuff, whatever is inside this function. That's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add another player input component. Okay, how doing? Despa Citio, is that pronounce your name? I appreciate you joining the stream. How doing? Appreciate you joining the stream as well. Okay, let's go with something like a player input component. Okay, which is going to be pointing towards a bind access. So with the pro parentheses, that my access name now is going to be something like move right. I want to move my this object right, and I'm going to give the memory address of my method. So a dragon from my a dragons class, I want to give it access to my move rights method, ending with a semicolon. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and add one final access mapping. So I'm going to go with something like input player input components. So there we go, which is going to be pointing towards, let's go with something like bind access with a pair of parentheses. I want to go ahead and bind my turn. Okay, I want to go ahead and turn this. Let's go with something like a dragon. Okay, I want to give it access to my turns method, ending with a semicolon. And that's pretty much it. Now, if I were to hit Control S to save the code here from my C++, hit Control S to save the code from my header files, open my Unreal Engine, maybe just delete my this dragons mesh real quick. Whoops. Let's go ahead and delete it. There. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and go to my content right before that. I feel it's so clumpy. I want to get like some space. There we go. Okay, let me maybe go a bit higher. There, that's a pretty good space for my dragon. I'm gonna go ahead and close all my contents and stuff here. I'm gonna go to my C/C++ class, my project. I'm gonna drag my dragons' class here. Now, in my dragons' class, I'm gonna go ahead and extend this window. Under my details tab, I'm gonna go ahead and click add here and add a static mesh to it. Let's go with something like static. Whoops, I think I spelled it wrong. Static mesh. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and add a static mesh. This is gonna be my dragon mesh. Okay, then I'm gonna scroll all the way down here, click none, and I'm gonna be adding my dragons mesh up here. There we go. And that's like pretty much it for my dragon class. Let's go ahead and get that back here. And I can't see my camera just yet because I did not like patch my file. So to patch my file, let's hit Control Alt F11. That's gonna patch my code real quick. Okay, let's see. Once it's done patching, while it's patching, I might eat some oats, guys. I made this a while ago. I should actually eat it real quick. Okay, my program crashed. Maybe let's go ahead and try figuring out where it crashed. Let me see real quick. So, game frameworks / spring arm component. Spring arm component, camera / camera header files. Okay, and then I go ahead and add my methods. Okay, property visible anywhere. I get it red underline here, but I like always do get that. That doesn't actually matter. From my game framework, I want to include the spring arm component spring arm components as header files. What if I remove TP? Okay, wait, it's COMPO. There we go. Let's go ahead and run my code real quick. Okay, wouldn't it be easier to use Unity plus C Sharp? It's higher level language so you can program more quickly. Honestly, that would make sense, but I feel like I do enjoy like Unreal Engine a bit. Actually, I don't like enjoy Unreal Engine a bit more. I started learning C++. That's the reason I went with Unreal, because I thought Unreal is like the game engine for like C++. Mm. COMPONENT. There we go. Okay, everything here is correct. Mental fellow, guys. Mental fellow is kind of crazy. So I have camera boom, I have camera follow. Everything here does look correct. Let me think. Usually when I add stuff, whenever I get my crash, it's something from my from my constructor. Let's change it to something like camera boom. Okay, let's change this to something like camera follow. They have separate names. And then I'm gonna go ahead and change this to be camera. My category is gonna be my camera. Okay, let's hit Control S to save the code. Let's hit Control S to save the code here as well. If I were to run the command, let's see what happens. So maybe I had to like rebuild my file. That would have been much better. Okay, so I see this. There, it succeeded. That's where I've actually messed up. But now that I succeeded here as well, I'm getting my Unreal Engine here. I will still get in crash because I did not rebuild my file. Like, maybe I want to restore all. Package name, restore all. Guys, I hope everything is restored. I should have saved it, right? Whoops. I get my Unreal Engine up here. Okay, moment of truth, guys. Is everything restored? Pretty sure nothing is restored, guys. I did not save it all. Let's go to something like file. Let's go to new. Actually, not new, my bad, guys. Let's cancel that. Go to content drawer. Whoops, cancel. Let's hit X. Doesn't. Aren't I like spamming cancel, guys? Fine, open world. Let's go ahead and create. Create doesn't work either, guys. Wait, did it like crash? Wait, hold up, guys. Let me go ahead and close all windows. There we go. Let's open a fresh, brand new window. Let's get my Unreal Engine up here. Eat some oats while this is actually loading. I'm going to go with my projects. Let's go ahead and open my project. My Unreal Engine is up here. Okay, let's see. Once my Unreal Engine opens, I feel like I hope everything is saved. So there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and extend this real quick. Now, I'm gonna go to my content drawer. I have my dragon class, that's good. In my contents, I'm gonna go to all. Content, Blender, NPC. Let's go to my project. C++ classes. Where's my map? Did I not save my map? That's awful. I mean, it's fine. I can just go ahead and create a new map. Let's go ahead and open a new level. I'm gonna add a basic map. There we go. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to my view stability. I'm gonna go with something like low so I can move without any lag, guys. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and let's say do something in my content drawer. I'm gonna go with my dragons as object. You guys can see the camera as well, so that's a good thing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and extend this. So let's go ahead and add a static mesh. Did I add a static mesh? Do I have a dragon mesh here? So I do not have a dragon mesh, so I'm gonna go ahead and add something like a static mesh. Let's go with a static mesh. I'm gonna be calling it something like a dragon mesh. Okay, why do you stream in the why do you stream? Is there some specific goal? Honestly, I do like have a program for like 250 series where my goal by the end of the series is to make a game in general that consists of AI logic in it. And I feel like I'm in about day 105 or something. There's like about 145 days left. So I do gotta actually learn on how to implement AI logic inside my game type stuff. That's let's go with something like none. I'm gonna go ahead and load a dragon object representing this. Okay, perfect. Maybe I move towards the left. There we go. Let's go here. There. Okay, so that is my camera. What if I want to like turn my camera a little? I want this to be like first person. So I'm gonna go with rotate. There. Okay, so I see my dragon. I want to go here. I want to see what my dragon sees, guys. Let's change my location to be somewhere there. Maybe I want to go a bit in front. Or you know what? I think I'll go above my dragon. There we go. Guys, I feel this is kind of cool. Let's go with the y-axis right there. Guys, it looks like there's a GoPro stuck above my dragon. This is kind of funny. Okay, maybe I want to go a bit back. Okay, somewhere here, y-axis, go back. There, this should be good, guys. Okay, there's a mesh already, but a character mesh. Oh, I see. Okay, but it says 99 out of 100 days. Honestly, because inside my program for like 250 days series, I had a C++ for 100 series indented inside that series because I thought since I was going to be making a game, might as well learn C++ because it is like the best language to make a game and all that stuff. Okay, when you work in the engine, always save every minute and after every change. That makes a lot of sense, guys. I'm going to be saving my content raw like right now. Let's go ahead and let's save all. Save selected. Okay, in my contents, I'm going to save it. Perfect. So in my contents, I have my map saved. Can I change the name? Guys, I should have renamed it. Let's change to something like practice map. I might go with something like practice map. There we go. Okay, this is actually perfect. Now, once I'm done with this, once I've done adding my camera as well, I'm gonna hit something like Control Alt F11 to patch my code up real quick. While it patches, I might read something. When you need an AI and PC logic, use Blueprint will be easier to work with the options in UE. Actually, that does make sense. I do want to use blueprints, but for the time being, I don't want to like use it just right now. Hold up, guys, because I'm actually working on understanding the concepts first before I actually move on with like actual stuff that makes any sense. Like I want to like learn how to do this stuff myself before I actually rely on blueprints. Okay, that said, did I not save this stuff? Let me go a bit up. So let's click my dragon. This is my dragon's point of view. Then why do I see from my default camera's point of view? Is my dragon... Oh, there we go. I forgot one thing, guys. This part is really important. I gotta go all the way here and type something like possess. I want to possess my dragon. There we go. My auto player possess should be set to 0. That's the only time I can actually move my dragon. Now let's hit Control Alt F11 again to patch my code. Let's see what happens. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and run the code. There we go. I see my dragon. Now I can go ahead and move around, but I cannot fly. That's awful, actually. I wish I could fly. Okay, I can at least move my dragon, guys. This is my... I guess this is like... Okay, guys, I think I had like a mini typo real quick. Because when I click left and right, the buttons that I used to go left and right is the buttons that I used to move my dragon. So this is move forwards, move right. Okay. Get actor right vector, get actor forward vector. I see. Okay, so I have something like move forward, move right. I did everything correct here because I hit, when I click A or W, I move forward and backwards. I want the opposite. Okay, move forward, move right. It's correct, actually. Save, save. Oh, guys, yeah, I actually forgot to save. Okay, let's go ahead and Control S to save. Whoops. Control S. There we go. Everything's saved. Actually, no, man. I didn't want to save this. I think I already saved it. That's it. Let's see. Let's go to my dragon. Okay. This is my dragon, but in my project settings, under my input, let's go with input. Change the axis mapping values. That actually does make sense. Move right, move forward. I think this is correct. Let's change this to be something like move forward. Let's change that to be something like move right. Oops, wait, did I mess something up? Okay, maybe I change this to something like move right. Okay, let's go with move right. Then I'm going to go ahead and add another axis mapping. I'm going to go ahead and remove the A and D. Let's... Excuse me, guys. Didn't I add another axis mapping? There we go. This is going to be called something like move forward. Move right is going to be A and D. Move forward. Let's change this to something like move forward. Okay, this is going to be, let's say, from my keyboard. I want to type something like W. Okay, +1, and I'm going to add one thing. Let's go with S for -1. Okay, now let's go to my untitled. You heard Control Alt F11 to compile my code. Let's see what happens. Your mesh's pivot and forward might not be correct. I see you're dragging its face right, not forward. I see that actually it does make sense. Let's go ahead and run the code again. Okay, forward moves right. Okay, A goes forward, D goes backwards. And the pivot is also offset. I see. Wait, in that case, how do I fix that part? Let's see. Before that, I want to go ahead and change this to be -1. Let's go with -1. Okay, and the your dragon is facing right. Your mesh's pivots and forward might not be correct. That does make sense. How do you actually look for that part? Should I like look inside my code or something? Your mesh's pivots. Let's go with something like pivot offset advanced. I mean, this should be correct. Hold up, guys. Let me go to my dragon real quick. I want to go ahead and change my camera's location real quick. Let's go ahead and remove my pivot. Okay, let's change my camera's location. I want to see my dragon move, but it wouldn't make sense. Okay, let's try moving my camera. Let's try moving my camera a little. So I want to move my camera's x-axis a bit there. I meant only my camera, guys. Hold up, let's go with something like my camera. Boom, there. Let's move it to the left. Let's rotate it to face towards my dragon. Now let's hit something like Control Alt F. If maybe I want to go a bit more back. There, let's hit Control Alt F11. As your mesh is a child, so just rotate it. I see. As your character is the center. Oh, I think I see what you mean by pivot. I want to try this though, but basically what the pivot meant is I gotta rotate my dragon so it faces the same way as my character faces. Maybe my character's is, let's say maybe my character's is forward is my mesh is right. I could actually try that. But before that, I want to see if this part works real quick, because I'm pretty sure it does not. Let's go with this. Wait, it works. Wait, hold up, guys. Was I messing? It works right now perfectly. I think just moving the camera's position where it worked. Let's go ahead and get my camera in front. Whoops, this has just got to be my camera. Okay, I just want to move my camera. Boom, there we go. Okay, let's get it a bit in front. Wait, I think it should be the follow camera. There we go. I'm gonna get this in front. And then I want to move it somewhere towards the right. There. Okay. All I had to do was just rotate. I think everything is correct here. Okay, let's hit something like Control Alt F11 again to patch the code. The arrows you see is the forward. I see. The arrow I see is the forward. That actually does make sense. Okay, let's go with something like... Okay, so I am moving in front. All I gotta do is change my dragon's... Let's change my dragon's position. So I'm gonna go ahead and rotate my dragon. There. Oops, I think I rotated it the wrong way. Hold on, guys. Maybe I want to get a bit closer to my dragon because I can't see a thing from up here. There. Okay, guys. It's so hard to move in Unreal Engine. It works because you change the mapping axis. That actually does make sense. Okay, let's see. So, that is forward. The blue arrow is my forward. So, I want to go with my dragon's mesh. Let's rotate my mesh. Whoops. There. Okay, my dragon is moving forwards. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my follow camera as well. I want to follow my dragon. So, I'm going to go a bit here. Let's move the y-axis to be a bit in front. And then maybe I want to go somewhere to the right. Oops. I want to rotate myself to go to the left side. There we go. And then I want to go ahead and go a bit higher. I'm assuming I go higher this way. So that is rotate. Let's go a bit higher. There. And now a bit more to the left. There. I think that looks good, guys. Let's go a bit more to the front, to the left. There. I think that's good. Now, if I did Control Alt F11, let's see what happens. Moving in Unreal is so easy. Scroll down the movement speed with MMB. Scroll down. Do you mean slow down? Okay, wait, is it easy? Because I feel it's kind of hard. The pivot means the center of the mesh. Oh, I see. There we go. Now I can move perfectly. Okay, I click back to go back, left to go. I click left to go right and right to go left. I gotta fix that one part, but I think everything else is good. Okay, there we go. Guys, I feel like a mammal more than like a bird. Is there a different word for bird or something? Okay, I'm just going to be changing my this to be -1 and that to be +1. Okay, this is perfect now. Now that my dragon can actually move, let's go ahead and work on the collision part. Okay, let's say something like, I see ... Okay, let's say something like sensei. I added the code that moves my dragon using key controls, but I want to work on collision now for my meets mesh. Should I create a separate class for my meets mesh question mark? Okay, Avon, I see. Is Avon some kind of greeting? Because I appreciate you joining the stream. Hatfish, is that how I pronounce your name? Hi doing, Johnny, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, and if it's hard, then program your own engine. That actually does make sense. Wait, guys, program my own engine. Should I learn like whatchamacallit? I forgot what it was called. I think it was called assembly. Yeah, should I learn assembly for that? Okay, good. This is a very important design question. You asked at the right time. Short answer first, then we try. Wait, then the why. Yes. If the meat needs behavior, you need to create a separate class. No, if it's just decoration, I see it needs a separate behavior. Think of it, think like a game engineer, not a button clicker. Ask one question, does this meat do something? Let's split reality. Case 1, meat is just a prop, no code. Okay, just sits blocked, do not create a class. Step 2, meat has behaviors. Yes, create a class, dragon eats it. Okay, player picks it up, disappears. Okay, create a actor class. I see, not a pawn. Okay, this is where the collision logic begins. Typical class, a meet actor. Public, a actor. Inside it, you'll have static mesh component, collision, box, or sphere. Overlap events. This is clean design. This is professional. The golden rule, never break this. Mesh don't think, actors think. I see. If it reacts, actor. If it just exists, mesh. What we should do right now, step by step, since you want to learn collision properly, we do this. Okay, bro, can you help me with my web development? Honestly, I haven't like learned web development, but someday I might have a series on that stuff. That's you can do it in C++. I actually didn't know that. Another term for birds is even like mammals for animals. Oh, I see. Okay, that would make sense. Are dragons considered ravens in that case, or avens in that case? Okay, next stream. I want to do it this stream. Your tasks don't rush. When should you do the class? Okay, so let's say something like, let's say, can we go one step at a time question mark? So I create my actor class first, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and create my actor class first. So I'm gonna go back to my untitled. Do I have my meets mesh in my window? I do not have it. So I'm gonna go to tools. I'm gonna go to create new class. I want to go ahead and create an actor class. I'm gonna call it something like meet. I'm gonna go with something like meet actor. Excuse me, guys, and then I'm gonna go ahead and create a class. Okay, now that okay, while it's loading, let me eat some oats. Yeah, dragons are hypothetically avens. I see, that actually does make sense. Okay, so I have a meet actor, and my meet actor is the header files. And then let's see. Okay, once I'm done with that, I want to go ahead and add a static mesh as well. So I'm firstly going to go to my content drawer, go to my Blender's QLB files. I'm going to go with something like meals. inside my meals. I'm gonna go ahead and open my meats. There we go. And then let's go ahead and testing my meat here. I want to decrease the size, so I'm going to hit something like R, go with the white button, maybe decrease the size. Whoops, that's too small. There, I think that size should be good. Okay, that's a pretty decent size. Now, I want to go ahead and click something like E, that's to rotate. I want to click something like W to get it a bit up. There we go. Okay, that looks perfect. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead. Wait, I think I shouldn't have added my meat there. I should have added it in my class. So, do you guys see my meat class somewhere still? Okay, so I see my dragon class. I did not see my meat. I'm positive I created a meat class. That is meat mesh component, floor dragon. Don't I see a meat? Let me go with something like meat actor. I don't see an actor here. Hold on, guys. Where did my... Oh, I see. My bad, guys. From my content drawer, I gotta go to my C/C++ classes. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my actor here. Okay, so I have my meets actor up there. Let me get close to it. There, do I see it somewhere? Okay, let's go ahead and get it here. There we go. How do I get it towards myself? Should I click the red button? There. Maybe I just move towards it. Guys, it's so hard to move using mouses. There we go. Oh, so it's just this tiny ball here. There we go. Okay, well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and remove my meat from here. Let's delete that from there. Let's go to my meat actor. Get close to it. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and click add. I wanna add a static mesh. Okay, let's add a static mesh. This is gonna be my meats mesh. So I'm gonna go with something like meat. Whoops, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and add my meat. Did I actually press F to focus on the camera? Oh, I could actually try that. Let's hit something like F. Oh, okay, I actually didn't know that. Let's go ahead and go to something like my meat actor. Hit F. Okay, that's actually kind of genius. Okay, let me go a bit up. Let's get its size a bit higher. Okay, it faces downwards, but my meat is not going to be automated. So, I'm gonna go ahead and hit something like R. I want to scale it. Let's scale it to be small. There, I think that size should be pretty good. And then let's go ahead and hit something like W. Let's go with W. And guys, I might actually work on making planks after the stream. Like, cause I have like a wide floor here. I want to like make a floor that I actually think looks good type stuff. Guys. Okay, let's see. Don't use mouse to move. Use the keyboard shortcuts. A, S, W. Oh, wait, WA. Okay, let's go with WA. ASDW. I can't move using my mouse, honestly. Do I gotta enable something to move using my mouse? Okay, I'm done with my meat. Let's go with something like Control A, copy that. Let's get some say/ChatGPT here. Actually, wait, I might not copy. Let's say something like first step. I gotta go ahead and create my actor class. Unreal will generate the code. Let me say something like, okay, done. Let's say I created an actor class and got the .c++ and the .header files as codes. Actually, header files. Okay, let's see next up. RMB clicked and ASW. Check the previous comment. Move in Unreal Engine, click RMB ASW key, control speed of movement by scrolling MMB. Wait, in that case, is there RMB? Wait, is RMB like moving my mouse up and down type stuff? Like if I move it like if I like move my mouse up and down, I could actually like move my keyboard. If I move towards the left, I go towards the left type stuff. Is it something like this? Because if I move like this, I could go this way. Is it something like that type stuff? Okay, because I have heard of actually I haven't heard of RMB, but I do know what ASDW does. Okay, that's it. Let's get some say/ChatGPT up here again. Okay, now, good, clean, disciplined. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. No rushing. Now we move on to step 2. This is where the actor gets a body. Step 2 gives the meat a mesh. No collision yet. Right now, your meat actor is invisible. Actors don't magically look like meat. You must give it a mesh. I did that part as well. Excuse me, guys. Okay, right mouse button. Oh, I see. So RMB is right mouse button. Oh, I see. Okay, hold up, guys. The right mouse button. LMB should be left mouse button. Okay, but in that case, I gotta go with something like my right mouse button. Let's something like W, and then right mouse button. Okay, I mean, I usually move it like that. I usually like move it like that type stuff. But I mean, okay, RMB is right mouse button. Yeah, I mean, I do move it like that, but then I was wondering if I could move it using keyboard. That would be much easier, but I don't think I should actually do that. That's let's see. Let's go to Sensei/ChatGPT up here. I gotta create a U property, okay, called something like meet. Then I gotta create a U static mesh component called meet mesh. Do not rename it randomly. Edit meet.c++. Okay. So let me actually say something like Sensei, should I really create a actually let's see. Okay, I actually see what the U static mesh means now. I might actually remove, I mean, I don't think I need it because okay, now I understand what the U static actually the U property means. I actually create a mesh on my window, but I did that manually here, so I wouldn't need it. Let me go here and say something like Sensei, I added my mesh manually, so I did not think that I might need my use property here. Okay, let's see. RMB plus ASWD keyboard keys. Oh wait, I gotta go ahead and... Hold up guys, that actually might work. I feel like that sounds really cool. Okay, so right mouse click and ASD. So I'm gonna go with my right mouse click and ASD. That's how you navigate in Unreal. I see. So I gotta click my right click, hit something like A, S. Wait, I keep going down. I keep going forwards. Is this what she meant? Like moving like this? And then let's go with something like D. Oh! I actually did not know this works like this. Guys, this is actually kind of smooth. Let's go with something like A. Guys, I'm lost. Hold up. Am I stuck? I actually did not know we could move like this. This is like really, really smooth. Oh, I can move using key controls now. Okay, but I feel it's like really, really hard to actually do this. Can I look upwards? There we go. Let's go with W. Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. This makes so much more sense, guys. I feel like I've been reborn in this world. I don't gotta move using my mouse anymore. Okay, this is actually kind of good. I want to just play around. Maybe after the stream, I might just play around moving forwards like this. Okay, to move in heights, use Q and E to move in heights. So E. Guys, this was actually one of the best things that I've actually seen through comment types. So there are like many where you guys helped me. This was a really lifesaver. Like, honestly, now I don't have to like struggle moving with mouses. I could like just move regularly. Okay, guys, I feel like I'm overreacting, but this actually means the world to me, guys. It was like really awesome. Okay, don't do it with the gizmo. I see. Don't do it with the gizmo. I've never heard of gizmo. That's it. Let's get Sensei/ChatGPT up here again. Now, let's see. Stop right there. This is a common misunderstanding and fixing it now will save you pain later. You can add the mesh manually, but that does not mean U property is useless. Let's slow this down and untangle it cleanly. What adding the mesh manually actually means. Hold up, guys. Maybe let me just go ahead and write a time down real quick. Let's go with something like 119. So let's go with 119.0. Okay, perfect. Now let me maybe eat some oats real quick as well, because I feel like I'm kind of starving. Okay, what adding the mesh manually actually means when you drag a mesh to the details panel. Okay, okay, let me say something like I created a static mesh. I created a static mesh inside my let's say something like my meet sys class. Okay, let's see. Good, that's a real step forward. No fluff, no guessing. You created a component. What you did by creating a static mesh inside your meet actor. Now unveil step one, make collision. I mean, I feel it's the same thing. Let's just go ahead and remove this from here because it will be both the same thing. I do like doing it in the code as well, so might as well not have it here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove my static mesh. So let's go ahead and remove it. There. So under my dragon, I feel that. There we go. Okay, now inside my meet actor, I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I wanna go ahead and include a use static mesh. Gizmo is move resize and rotate options that you can see on screen like arrows and circle in red, green, and blue. Oh, I see. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Okay, let's scroll all the way up here now. I want to go ahead and add my useStatic components. So in my C++ file, under my tick, I want to go ahead and create a default sub object, okay, root component equals to meet mesh. Okay, before that, I want to create a U property under my protected data members, which is going to be blueprint read only. So under my protected data member, I'm going to go ahead and let's say create a U property. Let's go with property, okay, which is going to be visible anywhere. There we go. And then, did I spell it correct? Guys, I don't know why Unreal does this sometimes. Property. Okay. And then this is going to be blueprint read only. I'm going to go with something like blueprint. Okay, read only. Let's go with something like blueprint read only. And my category is going to be something like meet. And then I go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Actually, I won't end this with a semicolon. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and do something. I'm going to go ahead and create something like a use static mesh component. Use static mesh component. Okay, which is going to be represented by something like a meet says meet says pointer ending with a semicolon. I might go with something like meet mesh. That would sound much better. That said, guys, why does Unreal just give me a bunch of red underlines for like no reason? Okay, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go up here to my C++ class. Let's say my constructor. I want to go ahead and set, let's say, create a default sub object for my meet sys mesh. So I'm gonna go with something like meet mesh. I'm gonna set it equal to the create default sub object FAULT. Okay, sub object, which is going to be having a pair of ankle braces. And now I'm going to be requiring a use static mesh component. Okay, and then I go with a pair of parentheses and add a text. My text is going to be saying me the name of my component, which in this case it's going to be my meet mesh. Let's go with something like meet mesh. Okay, perfect. I think this should go inside a meet sys category, and I'm going to be calling it something like meet mesh. Perfect. Then I go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Okay, and then I want to go ahead and set an attachment for it as well. So I'm going to go with something like my meet mesh is going to be pointing towards, let's say, something like a setup attachment. I'm going to go ahead and set up a attachment real quick. This is going to be lowercase u of a root component. Root component is basically the thing that actually makes me see, like, actually that makes the movement visual or like seeable for us. That's it. How are you doing? Mike, I appreciate you joining the stream. Let's go with something like root component. Okay, perfect. Then I go ahead and end this with a semicolon and maybe fix my typo. Set. Okay, let's go with something like setup attachment. Okay, perfect. Now, why do I still have that red underline here, guys? I keep getting this underline. It ends up confusing me whether I messed up something or not. How can you stay so consistent, man? Tell me what's the secret. Honestly, I feel like the secret of staying consistent is like, I feel like repetition, because like the more we do something, the easier it gets to do. I feel like it was like really hard at the beginning, but now also there are like few days when it's like awful for me to actually do this, but I feel like once I'm done with it, I'm like, oh, finally done with the type stuff. Okay, so I would just recommend actually doing this stuff. Okay, let's see. So okay, I can tell that my header file is correct because like I didn't get an error here. Okay, I think let's hit Control S to save the code here. Control S to save the code up here. Okay, now I'm gonna go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's get Sensei slash chat GPT up here. Let's say something like this is my .c++ file. Okay, this is my C++ file. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this here. And then actually that was my header files. Hold up guys, this is my .h file. Let's go with my .header files. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll all the way down here, go ahead and copy my .c++ file from my actor, get Sensei slash chat GPT up here again. Let's go ahead and say something like this is my .cpp file. Shift enter, paste this here. Okay, so I have a header file and my C++ files is code. Alright, this is solid. You have a static mesh component, your actors exist, and everything is ready for collision configuration. Let's break down what you did right and what to fix. Good things, new property, mesh component, primary actor tick, okay, potential issues, meet mesh, set component. Right now, your root component is null because you never assign it. In Unreal, the root component is the anchor for the actor. Setup attachment root component on a null pointer is nothing or does nothing. Fix. Okay, so I gotta go with root component equals to meet mesh. Okay, let's try that because we do this in like the character class. I'm assuming actor is like different in that case. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my root component to be equal to my mesh, my meet mesh. Okay, ending with a semicolon. And then let's see what's the next thing. I'm pretty sure there was something like editor. So, okay, number 3, collision configuration. Now that your mesh is the root, go in the editor, select meet actor in the level, detail, collision, collision enabled, query, is that I pronounce it? Query, is that I pronounce it? Guys, I'm awful at pronunciations. Query and physics, collision presents, block all, generate overlap events, check. Check that your static mesh asset has collision. Open mesh, top collision, add box, sphere, convex collision if needed. Next step, okay, I want to get the chat here so I can actually read the instructions while I go because I feel this part is a bit new. So I'm gonna go ahead and open my Unreal Engine here. Okay, now I gotta go ahead and something like W to move around. Oh guys, this is so much easier to move around. Wait, am I moving my dragon around? Guys, where's my dragon? There we go. Okay guys, it's so much fun to move like this when there's no lag. There we go. Okay, let's see. Now, once I'm done with this... Okay, let's read the instructions. So, I gotta go ahead and select meet actor. Go to my editor. Okay, this is my editor. Select meet actor. So, selected meet actor. In details, so I see my details page here. Collision, so I gotta go ahead and find collision. Let's go with collision. Maybe I go ahead and just increase this size so I can actually see something. There. Okay, so COLLISI. There we go. So in my collision, okay, collision presents a block all. So I see collision. Do I see collision presents advanced? Okay, guys, am I missing something here? So use overlap methods. Wait, in my details page for my meet actor, is it my static? No, it's not my static mesh. Generate overlap events. Collision enabled. Collision. What up, guys? Enabled. There is nothing like that. Let's go with generate overlap. Generate overlap during level events. So there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and check that. And then let's go with collision presents. Let's go with collision presents. There is no collision presents. Okay, so maybe I go ahead and shrink this here. Let's get something slash chat GP back here. Okay, you can add a collision box. Honestly, I have not heard of the collision box. Where do you learn all these languages? Honestly, I do learn it using Sensei slash chat GP. It has been like really helpful for like my entire programming journey in general. Okay, that's let's go ahead and extend this real quick. Go ahead and extend that. Okay, let's say something like Sensei. I went to my details panel. Let's go with something like my details panel for my actor. But under my collision, but under Okay, let's say something like, but I only found, let's say I only found the generate overlap events check. So I only found the generate overlap events check. Okay, I did check it as well, but I did not find the collision enabled and the collision present. Okay, details plus press add collision present options. Oh, I see. Also use ChatGPT to learn some of Python. Honestly, I feel for Python, ChatGPT was like really fun, but when it comes to like harder stuff like this, I feel it does make some mistakes, but I feel like there are more benefits than like mistakes type stuff. Me understanding zero curiosity 100%. Guys, I feel like once I'm good with this, unlike my SDLCs where I thought I was going to make a lot of tutorials, I'm going to be making tutorials for like Unreal Engine 5 as well. But once I do get a pretty good grasp of this, because I feel like we're the same, zero understanding. Okay, so step by step, select your meet actor in the level, details panel, collision control, query, block all tips. Okay, let's go to my Unreal Engine. Now, in details, I gotta go ahead and click add. Go with collision. Let's go with collision. Okay, let's go with collision. Box collision. Okay, in my box collision, if I go with something like collision, do I see something? I see character collision present. I see query. Is that I pronounce it? Simulation. Hit events. Check. Okay, wait, let me extend this. I feel it's like impossible to see it. Okay, you need a collision present before you can add a collision. Oh, I see. Okay, so should I create a collision present first? Oh, okay, I see. So my collision present, what should it be set to? I forgot. So collision present is gonna be block all. So my collision present is gonna say block all. Okay, and then query. Okay, enable. Okay, I added my present, but only used for spatial queries, raycast, sweeps, and overlaps. Okay, let's get some /ChatGPT back here real quick. Let me say something like, okay, let's say, okay, so let's go with something like, so I created a collision box. Inside that, I set my collision present, okay, to be block all, but I can't click my collision query. Excuse me, guys, because it's not clickable. Okay, I don't know what's not clickable called. How to pronounce 11% preset. Oh, it's preset. How to pronounce preset. Also, it's not present. I was really used to like my SDL's render present stuff. I think it's presets here. There we go. Okay, there it is. You're running into a very common Unreal quirk. Here's the deal static mesh component. Collision box is when you add collision box inside the static mesh. Asset itself, Unreal forces certain settings to disable query. Okay, what to do next? You have two ways. Use the collision from the mesh component itself. Simple for actors. Do not add a box collision inside the mesh. Instead, your actor. Okay, so collision box, I might do it in my code instead of actually adding it off code. Okay, in your actors, so I'm assuming this goes inside my constructor. So I do want to paste it to check if it works first. So I'm going to go to my Unreal Engine here. I'm going to go ahead and delete my box for the time being. Let's go ahead and get this back. Let's go to my .c++ file. Let's paste this here. Box components. So should I go ahead and include something like box components? Let's go with include box components .h. We're very sure that's wrong. Okay, so box component generated. Maybe I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. I mean, it is correct. I don't know if I included the correct stuff, though. I think it works, so it should be correct. Okay, let's go ahead and it's something like S. Go with Control-C, copy that, just say /ChatGPT here. Let's go ahead and paste this. Go with Shift Enter and say something like, say, I added it on my constructor. think it's correct question mark. Okay, I'm positive this is actually correct. That's it. Let's see. While Sensei is tapping something, let me go ahead and just grab something to eat real quick. Let's resend it. Okay, I was like, it just said yes, it is. Hold up, guys. Let me go to my previous chat. Guys, did ChatGPT ever just reply with the 3-word stuff? Well, I guess it is correct. This is like, guys, this is I think what ChatGPT, like the new ChatGPT version, they replied really quick. It could be because I actually like edited my message real quick, but I feel that this was kind of funny. Okay, maybe I go ahead and time down real quick. So 136, let's go with something like 30. Okay, so 136, 30. There we go. Okay, perfect. Alright, let's see. Yes, this is exactly what you want. Here's why it's solid. Meet mesh as root component. Root component equals to meet mesh makes our mesh the anchor of the actor. Collision box attached to root. Collision box set up ensures collision. I see. Okay, you might want to scale or move the collision box so it fits the meet mesh properly. Collision box effector. If you skip this under, we'll make it tiny. Okay, maybe I go ahead and copy this. I want to go ahead and paste here as well to check if it actually works. There we go. Hello, howdy, Calsman here. Appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, what we have here. Honestly, I am like working on adding whatchamacallit. I think a render present. So I'm not render present, like a collision preset, a collision query and physics and all that stuff to my actual meets mesh. For the time being, I am just copying my code here to actually see if it actually works, and if it does work, then I am going to be adding my own logic to it and like trying to work on this. No use, he prefers to use the weird ways ChatGPT tells. I mean, that does make sense, but I feel like I like actually writing the code type stuff. But there's one more funny thing for Gaussman here. Let me actually go up here. Like, okay, ChatGPT once just replied with 3 words. I don't know if that was because I like canceled my message or something. That's it. Let's see. Next step, drop this actor in your level and walk your character. Before I do that, I wanted something to Control S. Control S. Let's go ahead and run the code real quick. I want to see if I run into errors. Okay. It said 1 failed, so I got 1 failed. So other compilation errors. Definitely my syntax here. Ubox component is undefined. Okay, let's go with controller. Control C, copy that, get some slash chat GPT here. Let's go ahead and paste this, go with shift enter, and say something like I get a error. Let's say something like I get a error that says the Ubox component is undefined. Okay, I told him many times that's not how you're supposed to do it. It's about it's not about liking to write code, but it's actually how it's done by normal sane devs. That actually does make sense. Save under before you run it. That actually does make sense. If I actually ran it, I would have honestly guys, that would make sense. I actually wouldn't save anything. Let's go ahead and hit something like Control S to save it. I want to save it right here. Let's save. Practice map exists. Do you want to replace it? Let's go with yes. There we go. Okay, now these modes are just that sometimes ChatGPT sometimes cuts off. I think I recall that's happening to me at some point. I see. Okay, now these modes are just like that. Sometimes ChatGPT sometimes cuts off. I think I recall this happening to me. I see. These mods are just like that. Okay, that's it. I see exactly what's wrong. You've got to include the header Ubox component at the top. So include. Okay, right now you have. I knew that this wasn't correct. I was just like pushing my luck. So I had to go with something like component / box component. There we go, because I knew my header wasn't correct. I absolutely guessed that header file up there. Let's go ahead and run the code real quick. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any other errors now. Wait, did I just run into an error? Okay, wait, it said 1 failed. Did I not save the code? Okay. Ubox component is undefined. Should I go ahead and add something in my header files? Let's go ahead and copy that. Give some /GPT here. Let's paste it. Go with shift enter and say something like, I still get the same error. should I add something in my .h? I'm pretty sure I gotta add something in my header files. Okay, I'm missing something right now. You only have core minimal. Okay, so static mesh component.h. Add this line above your header files. Tiny tip, similarly when you use box component in h, you store it in new property. You also need something. So your header file should look like this. So my box component and my static mesh should both go inside my header files, okay? Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste both of them here. Hit Control S, and I'm assuming I removed this from here. Let's hit Control S here as well. If I were to go ahead and run the code, let's see what happens. So I'm running it. Okay, so I get a small failure. Okay, so maybe to fix that, I might go with Control C up here. Okay, but now I do not get any errors up here. Should I add a U property word? Let me read this part real quick. So I go ahead and I created a pointer here. So I don't need to include something in my header files up there. Component slash box component.h. That is wrong, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Okay, and then collision setup attachment. Everything is correct here. I don't think I messed up somewhere. Maybe I hit Control S to save the code here. Everything looks correct here as well. I included component slash static mesh component and component slash box component. Let's go ahead and run the code. Why do I get other compilation error? Let's go ahead and copy my error. That might actually work. So I'm going to go ahead and copy my error. Let's get Sensei slash ChatGPT here. Paste it. Go with shift enter and say something like Sensei, I get this error. Let's say something like I get this error. Okay, well, Sensei is actually looking at the error. Maybe I want to go ahead and eat something. I see exactly what's happening. This isn't a syntax error. It's live coding getting in the way. How to fix stop live coding editor live coding. Is my program still running? It's not running. What if I Control Alt F11 to patch my code here? My patch code is success, so it was not my code all along. It was just a live coding. Okay. Guys, I don't see my meat anywhere. How do I go faster? Where's my meat? Maybe I want to go ahead and increase the size of my meat real quick. I'm going to go to my meat actor. So let's double click up here. Is it big enough? Oh, I did not add a mesh to it. Let's go ahead and add a mesh real quick. So I'm going to go with something like meat. Okay, I did not see a meat here because that is not... Oh, that is under my collision. My bad, guys. Let's go ahead and add a meat here. So I'm going to go with something like meat. There. I think a bigger one would be good because I have more surface area up here. There. Now let's hit Control Alt F11 real quick. Okay, I want to cry looking at the way ChatGPT tells to do things. Just solve one particular thing in a weird way. That actually does make sense. But I do want to work on actually using the editor as well. But before I do try that, I want to learn the hard way to do it too. Guys, I think I gotta get the meat a bit lower. Okay, let's accept that. I think my meat is kind of big though. Let me go ahead and maybe decrease the size real quick by clicking something like R. I want to decrease the scale of it. So there we go. And then I want to go ahead and click something like W. Get this lower. There, that should be good. Now let's go ahead and hit Control Alt F11 again. Okay, same here, guys. Don't worry, I'm actually going to be working with the editor too, but I do want to learn the coding way as well. Okay, that's let's go ahead and run the command. So let's turn. Okay, my meat does not have collision to... Guys, does it have recoil? Is it just me or did I feel collision here? Okay, I cannot move in the bone, but I can actually... Oh, I see. I can look through my meat, but I can't actually pass through it. Can I pass through from here? I felt like a bit of recoil. Wait, hold up, guys. Let me just go ahead and remove this. It's kind of getting in the way. Let's run the code again. Whoops, let's get my Unreal Engine back here. So there we go. Okay, now, here's the meat. I mean, I just feel a slight bit of collision in the bone. There. Guys, I feel the collision. There is some kind of collision going on. Okay, but the question is it like... It's more like a recoil than a collision, guys. Okay, you say like no, it's not Ultra Max Hard Pro when you do it with ChatGPT. That actually does make sense, guys. Let's see. Maybe I go ahead and there we go, guys. I'm trying to move in front, but I think it's like a recall. I think I gotta get the meat a bit lower. I think the meat is too big. That sounds very out of context. Guys, it sounds very out of context if it's like get off context. I'm literally talking about the meat says mesh that I created up here. I guess apparently I gotta specify mesh these days, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and run this part. Okay, I just feel a collision in the bone. I do not actually feel like in the actual meats part. Let's go ahead and get that out here. There we go. Okay, now let's get Sensei slash ChatGPT up here. Let's say something like Sensei. Let's say something like I feel some collision. I feel some collision. Okay, in my meats bone, but I don't feel like there's a complete collision in the entire meat, if that makes any sense, question mark. So only when I touch the bone I cannot pass through it, but if I like whatchamacallit go to some other place, I can like pass through that stuff. You don't need to understand Unreal then work on the C++. Oh, you need to understand Unreal. That actually I might do that first. And the best joke, if Vivek thinks he's a very wrong way is the hard way, when it actually wrong. The worst part, he doesn't even understand what he's actually doing. Guys, I feel like I do understand, but I don't understand like the new concepts that I'm learning type stuff. Okay, that's it. Let's see. I get what you mean. It makes perfect sense right now. Your collision box is just one simple box, so it's only touching part of the mesh. I see. This happens when it feels like only the bone area collides and not the rest of the meats. Okay, and the rest of the meat is just basically intangible. Mesh in Unreal don't automatically have perfect collision unless you tell them to. There are a few ways to fix this. Use multiple collision boxes. Okay, so I gotta add multiple collision boxes. That is okay. You can create 2 to 3 these to roughly wrap these meshes up. Use a capsule component. Okay, actually, I might actually work on this part. Excuse me, guys. The collision size may be small. That actually does make sense. Let me try fixing that part real quick. So if I go to something like my meat actor, that's because you use code to make the box collider. I actually might do it in the editor in that case. Guys, I feel like Jasmine here is like way too funny. It's like he says I understand, but also I don't understand makes no sense. Okay, no, you don't actually. No, you don't understand the actual stuff. You just understand superficially. I see. Actually, I feel like I understand it in theory, but I don't understand it like in the practical way because I do gotta like do it as well. Maybe I go ahead and remove this part. Okay. Let me try doing it in the editor actually. Let's go ahead and remove this. There. Okay, now I want to go ahead and try doing it in the editor. Don't use multiple box. It'll make it more complex. I see. Okay, so let's try it from my editor. So in my editor, I could go ahead and click this. I have my meat here. I'm gonna go with something like box. Actually, collision box. Let me go ahead and click add. I'm gonna go with something like box. Okay, so I find a box collision. So now I'm gonna call it something like meat collision. Okay, what's good, bro? Hiding Sprongle. I appreciate you joining the stream. That's it. Now my meat collision is gonna be having, let's say, in my details section. Do I need to do something here? Maybe I go with something like collision. Okay, in my collision, I see something like this. Do I see my box? Where's my box? Can I move my... Oh, I see. Okay, there is my box there. I want to click something like R to scale my box up. Oh, I see. I see what it actually does. Let's say something like W. I want to go ahead and get my box picture a bit to the left. Let's increase this y-axis. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to click something like R. Increase my box's size. There we go. Oops. And then I'm going to click something like W. Get this a bit to the back, a bit to the right. And then a bit back. A bit higher. There. That's my box. And your models are so not center pivoted, so your box will be at the center of the object. Oh, I see. Add collision box, resize it to the meat. Wait, can I resize it? Let me go with something like resize. Resize. Okay. I don't think there's a resize option here. So I'll go with collision. Let's go with collision. Okay. Physics material override. I want to go with meat. Okay, I cannot add my meat here. So, in none, I can't do that. Okay, present. This is going to be block all. I want to block all objects from my presets. Okay, is this pretty much it? Okay, let's see. Guys, did I say a joke? That's it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and something like Control Alt F11 to patch my code real quick. Let's go ahead and patch it. Once it's done patching, I'm going to go ahead and decrease this because it usually gets in the way. Run my code and let's see what happens. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I think doing it manually was much better. Okay, if you only need to move the mesh, you don't need a box collision component. You need it if you want to perform a specific function. Oh, I see. Scale option in the collision is resize. Scale option in the collision is resize. I see. Wait, did this actually work though? Okay, can I go through this? Okay, I can go through my meat. Hold up, guys. Let me actually check everything up here. Maybe I want to go ahead and go back up here. Let's open my details panel real quick. Okay, so I gotta go with resize. So it's resize. Okay, Okay, so scale option in the collision is resize. Scale option in the collision. Let's click my box real quick. Okay, I want to go ahead and click something like R. Let's increase my box's size. No, I just want to increase my box. Just turn on collision on the mesh and set it to complex as simple. Honestly, I might try that. Let's go to my actor. Here's my mesh. Turn on collision. Okay, let's go with collision. Okay, turn on collision in the mesh. Honor my collision. Generate character. Presents block all. Okay, I want to go ahead and block all. And now let's go ahead and zoom up. I want to block everything. This is from my meets' mesh. So let's go ahead and hit Control Alt F11 real quick to patch my code. While it's patching, I want to go ahead and get this lower. I'm assuming everything should be blocked now. Let's go ahead and run the code real quick. Turn back. I mean, I am being blocked. Oh wait, I am being blocked right now. You don't have to search for everything. You need to know the basics, bro. This is so painful to watch, guys. It actually does make sense. But I feel like the more I practice, the better I'm going to get with the type stuff. I mean, there is collision here. I won't say there is no collision here. Is there collision just from... Okay, there's collision just from one side. Like from this side, there is collision. But from the other side, I can pass through. Wait, there's collision in the bone? Okay, there's collision from one side only. There's some kind of recoil too. Maybe I want to go ahead and set my camera first. Like, guys, I feel it's so hard to see my dragon without, like, a perfect camera up there. Let's change my camera's position real quick. I'm going to go ahead and change my follow camera. Let's move it a bit here. Let's go ahead and increase this position real quick. Whoops, just increase that. Okay, let's change this. Let's rotate it to turn around. There, I see my dragon now. I want to get this to the left. Okay, let's change this y-axis to go somewhere there. Change the rotate here. Turn a bit more to the left. Go towards there. Okay, let's go move my x-axis a bit. Let's rotate. Go towards the left. There. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's good. I see my dragon now. I want to go a bit back. There. Now, let's hit something like Control Alt F11 again. This time, I want to go ahead and move my mesh backwards. Let's go all the way there. There we go. Okay, hey, our collision of your dragon is also important. Should I just add a collision for my dragon type stuff? Then I wouldn't have to add it for my objects. Okay, so here is my dragon. Guys, it's so hard to control this now. Maybe I go backwards. I just gotta make it to my meat. Guys, this is so complicating at times. Okay, I think I gotta go there. There, this is my meat. Am I colliding? Why is this part harder than it should be? Okay, I see some collision. I see some collision. Okay. There. Okay, I am stuck here. So there's collision. Okay, use the camera. Boom. Oh, I see. That actually does make sense. Check your collision of the dragon mesh. The dragon is not centered. Okay, how do I like center the dragon? That's it. Let's go ahead and exit. That part actually works. Okay, perfect. Now I go back to my dragon object. Let's select my camera. Boom. So there we go. Okay, let's change a few attributes here. There we go. And then y-axis there. I think that looks kind of good, but in the same time, I think I want to go ahead and add something like a box collision up here. Let's go with box collision for my dragon. I want to double click this, get to my dragon. Okay, let's see where's my box collision at. So maybe hit W to move there. So this is my box collision. Whoops. Let's turn around. There. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get my box collision towards my dragon. Let's go with the y-axis. There we go. Let's hit W to move around. Okay, the capsule is your actual player. Oh, you need 2 collisions, one for dragon, one for meat. When they collide, event happens. Okay, that makes so much more sense now. I think I understand this part. Okay, but I want to go ahead and click R real quick. Let's hit something like R. I want to go ahead and increase this. Am I increasing the size? There, I think I increased the size. Let's go with something like W. Let's get this back here. Alright guys, is the size increasing? Where's my box again? Let's go with something like box. Alright guys, I cannot see my box. Wait, that is not my box. Let's go to my dragon again. Let's go to box. Where is its position, guys? Where is it moving? Maybe I go ahead and go a bit up. Can you guys see the box? Oh, there we go. Guys, it's almost transparent. I can't even see it properly. Do you guys see the box? I think I lost the box. Okay, I feel sorry for this guy, guys. Don't worry, it's gonna get much better than this. My box is movable. What if I hit something like W? Can I see it? Okay, it's all the way down here. Let's get it up. Let's hit R. Okay, R. I want to increase the size. There. And then let's hit something like W again. I want to get the box back here. Okay, let's go back maybe. There, get it above my dragon. Okay, let's grab it. Okay, get it there. Get it a bit higher. Okay, there we go. My dragon does have collision now. Okay, let's see. There we go. Let's get this a bit back. So by clicking the green arrow. Here, now I just gotta decrease the size because I feel it's like a bit too huge. Okay, I want to decrease it a bit more and then click W to get this in front. Guys, is this always this hard to do? Okay, I want to get this higher and then get this here. Guys, adding the box collision, this is why I like doing it using code because I feel it's really hard doing it manually. Hey kid, check comments. We're trying to tell you something. Oh, I actually forgot. No, check No Bros' comments. The capsule is what's moving and your dragon is this child that is off-centered. I see, the capsule is an actual comment. Okay, well, that's what happens when you learn from ChatGPT without looking at tutorials or docs. I actually do look at tutorials like off-stream type stuff, but I did not watch any for my collision parts. There. Okay, let's go a bit back. There we go. Okay, I think this should be good. Is there a way to manually add it? Dragon has collision? Your dragon has a capsule collision. Honestly, wait, if it has collision, then am I going like when I actually collide with my meat here, does my meat's collision activate or does my dragon's collision activate? Yo, hiding Mochi Mochi, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay. I just want to go with my meat collision. Then let's go ahead and increase there. Now it should be completely centered. Okay, maybe I want to go ahead and hit R and increase it from here. There. Okay, let's hit Control Alt F11 real quick. Before I hit that, I want to go back to my dragon. I want to go ahead and change his POV from the camera. Let's go with something like my camera. Follow camera. Okay, let's change this to reset. Okay, I want to go a bit in front. And then I want to turn. Okay, actually I want to rotate. So let's go a bit higher. I want to rotate a little. There. And then I want to go a bit front and then a bit lower. So I'm going to go a bit lower. Okay, I'm assuming I go lower like this. There we go. Okay, so now I should be seeing what my dragon sees. There we go. Can I see my dragon? Oh wait, that's my light. Let's go ahead and rotate it a bit more. There. So, hold on guys, there we go. Okay, now I see what my dragon sees. Let's go to the left. There. Okay, and then I want to go a bit in front. And then a bit more to the left. And a bit back. There, I think that's good. I think that's good. Let's go a bit to the left. A bit in front. Okay, and then a bit higher. There. There we go. Okay, you need 2 collisions for the collision event to happen. He's using C++ code to code the game. He should try the blueprint scripting first. Okay, that actually does make sense. Let's do something like Control Alt F11 real quick. There we go, guys. This is the confusing part, but maybe I'm going to watch some tutorials off stream to do it like using the actual, like without the actual coding part, because yeah, it does make sense, because until I don't actually have my actual dimensions for my meshes and all that stuff, I think it's going to be really hard to actually add it using coding type stuff. So I could do that part manually. Now let's go ahead and go here. I can turn around. There we go. This is, okay, this is a complete collision now. Okay, so I can't pass through my object at all. Did I just pass through my object while say I can't pass through it? I think this is the perfect collision, guys. Okay, we've been telling this since, we've been telling the same. He should learn the basics and blueprint script. I did try blueprints. I feel that it's kind of boring though, but I might actually work on that part off stream actually. That's it. I think this should be pretty much it for this, because I do want to like work on some of this off stream as well. Let's go to content drawer. Let's save all real quick. There we go. Let's hit Control S to save the code. There we go. Okay, perfect. That's pretty much it. Remember me? Honestly, hiding Ray, I appreciate you joining the stream. I think I remember you. I think I've heard someone else with the name Ray as well, but I think the profile picture is the same. That's it. Let's get Sensei/ChatGPT here as well. Let's say something like Sensei. I think that I see ... I might actually work on this off stream now ... So before I do end the stream, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers? Question mark. Okay, I might actually try this off stream. In Blueprint, you should move capsule collision to your dragon. I see. I'm actually going to watch a few tutorials and maybe even like read the docs as well. Why is this guy just warning? Why is this guy just warning from ChatGPT? It's so painful to watch, bro. Guys, I feel that's kind of funny. That said, listen up viewers, today Vivek took big steps in Unreal Engine, learning how to move characters and gravity, jump, and started diving into collision. Remember, mastering this stuff takes time, so don't get discouraged when things don't collide. Watch something struggle and figure it out. Watching someone struggle and figure it out is the part of journey. Keep going, keep experimenting, never settle for defaults. See you next stream for more chaos and creations. I rage watch, bro. Guys, I feel Chaosmania is like really funny. Like I every time start laughing when I read the comments. That's it. Let's go to my main camera. Alright guys, so basically that was, guys, I still can't get over the joke. Like Rage Watch is kind of funny. That's it. That was pretty much it for the stream. If you guys did enjoy the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like, helps my algorithm share, makes you smart, and subscribing so you here on top. That's it. I did start multi-streaming on Twitch Geeks YouTube. Guys, the comments are so funny. Learn the basics of what you're doing. Besides, I think your Unreal is very advanced for your intelligence. So go back to SDL or heck, go to HTML, guys. I cannot read the comment while actually, ending my stream. That said, I did start multi-streaming on Twitch Geek YouTube. I will start multi-streaming on Instagram and TikTok as well if I didn't meet the followers requirement. So if you guys do enjoy my content, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Guys, I'm trying not to laugh. Liking helps my algorithm, sharing makes it smarter, subscribing is like cheering top. That said, also join the Discord server. That's where I usually talk to you guys, chat with you guys, and even give you guys my roadmap. The link will be in the description. And maybe in the pinned comments, I forgot. Did I pin it? That said, what the heck is this accent, guys? What the heck is the accent? It's kind of crazy. And you're saying me that your content is bad. It's funny. That's just sad. I feel like your comments are kind of funny. That said, I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace. Okay, let's end the stream.